Alright, and here we are. 500 plus subs. I never thought I'd get here, but I am, and I'm grateful for those that have found my content worthy of subscribing. Pretty sure most of you are here for Fire Emblem related content, but I'm alright with that. So, what do you guys have to ask me today? An assortment of questions, and I'm not going to be reading them. I'm gonna let one of my, I don't know what to call them, my voices, my personalities. Anyway, I'm gonna have Junko and Nagito read the questions. About time we're actually involved in something.
Why not have Hikari read them? Because I'm still her, just gender bent.
Oh, so let's get this show on the road, huh?
First up from Didi. What's your favorite Fire Emblem Awakening map?
You know, probably Chapter 10 Renewal and Chapter 16 Naga's Voice. The first one because of the emotional tone that took place in the story, and also I like how it's raining and dark. As for the second, it's mostly because you're fighting on a tree. A giant tree. I always end up grinding levels in that one map in particular, and I have no idea why. Next is from, Mushu? Is that it? I don't know, but anyway, what games and animes do you like, and will you cover the openings or endings to the Wix Cross series? Jeez, this is an anime that I had on my watch list, and I have completely forgotten about it. But it seems like the first opening has an instrumental, so I might go ahead and do that at some point. If you guys want me to do covers of anime or songs from games that you like, tell me and I'll see if I can find an instrumental for it. As for games and animes I like, right now my current obsession is Danganronpa and Splatoon 2 for games. Doesn't mean I don't occasionally go back and play some games like the World Championship series on the DS, or some Mario Kart 7, or Fallout 4. But I won't touch Skyrim again because Bethesda has been cramming it down our throats lately and I'm sick of it. As for anime, broken record again, but it should be noted, my favorite is indeed Yu-Gi-Oh! GX, the Japanese version that is. And then, followed by Danganronpa again, and a few others I can mention is Magical Girl Raising Project, Strike the Blood, Angel Beats, and Ars Nova. There are a lot, I guess, some more recent than others, but still.
Katie Real asks, in a Pokemon team, how do you prefer to build it? For example, supportive Pokemon with 1 or 2 sweepers.
Well, I'm not competitive if this is for a competitive team, but I doubt that. But usually I have 2 sweepers. Like in my Sun team, the team I used for the Elite Four was Blake the Decidueye, Pancake the Raichu, Reina the Arcanine, Crystal the Oricorio, Rhythm the Ribombee, and Vivi the Mimikyu. Out of them, Pancake and Blake were my top players. So I guess I'm more offensive than defensive with 2 sweepers if that helps. Next, Benny Roko Irolo asks, which Robin do you think is canon? That is a tough one. Personally, I think female Robin is canon, though that could be because I played as a girl first and might have romanced the story a bit, but it's not my fault the game gives you good banter and scenes between Robin and Chrom. But male could also be canon with Chrom and Robin being best buds if you see it that way too. But I think female is canon, which now I reminded myself that it's male Robin in Warriors, which means if there's any children units involved, it won't be male Morgan. God damn you, Corin! But yes, the game's writing just seems to push Chrom and female Robin together. If you play it as a girl, it's just, I don't know, the cutscenes don't help either. It's like the effect when you meet Dance in Fallout 4. They're both handsome and you realized you're now sucked into whatever they need help with. But yes, probably being biased, but I think it's female Robin.
Moving on before she rants again. Oh, this one's for you, Morgan.
For me? Yay!
Ben Anderson says, so Morgan, I caught wind of a theory and want your thoughts. Do you think Valm used to be Valentia? Because of some info I gathered, signs pointed to yes. Thoughts?
Ooh, Valm was once Valentia, huh? Well, I think it could be true. Looking at the map for both of them, they do look pretty similar, huh? Plus, we have the Pegasus sisters, which means this isn't that long after Marth's journey. They can easily ride their Pegasus to get over to Valentia from Altea. At least, I think Elise was once called Althea, right? Or am I just thinking about Voltron now?
I think it was actually Arcania.
Huh. But anyway, yeah, quite possibly Valm was Valentia a long time ago.
Boring! Next is from Renzo Carrion. Who is your favorite FE game and character? I think you mean what and who there, buddy. Junko. What? Can I not correct people?
Forget it. Well, having really only played 3 games, or technically 5 if you count Fates as 3 different games, my favorite is Awakening, and as for my favorite character, I'm gonna leave that for later. Also, never thought I'd see someone with the name Renzo. I made a character named Renzo. I like when stuff like this happens.
Kaizo asks, what's your favorite support conversation chain from any FE game?
It's probably a tie between Lucilla and Morgan, and probably anything involving Salil and Forrest. Or, you know, just their support between the two of them.
Next, Skyla Gaming asks, who's your favorite Awakening child? Oh, can I answer this?
I don't know if that's
Morgan!
Jesus, yes, it's Morgan. Just a little ball of hyper happiness. I don't know how it's not obvious, but it's Morgan. But also Lucina. So both of them. And yes, to answer the previous one, favorite character is Morgan and Lucina. I can't separate these two ever.
Bruna Senpai asks, okay, so how did you enter the Fire Emblem saga? And what's your favorite FE game?
Favorite is still Awakening, and I entered the series by my friend Hadokener. Little did I know that this series has many brunettes and would lead to my doom with pairings and husbandos.
Damn it, Dipper, what did you get me into?
Next 2 are from Umiyako. First one, favorite male and female characters from every Yu-Gi-Oh series. That may take a while. I'm not surprised you asked me this, honestly. But let's go in order. In Duel Monsters, it's kinda a tie between Yugi Muto, Atem, and Jonochi Katsuya. As for female, again, another tie between both Anzu Mazaki and Mai Valentine. GX, well, of course, it's the brunette Johan Anderson. As for female, between both Asuka Tenjoing and Ace Haotome, I might go a bit more towards Asuka, only because having read the manga, which Rei is not in it, by the way, Asuka is a badass in that story. Honestly, I really like the manga, but not what they did with the overseas champions, as they didn't have a lot of time to shine in the spotlight. But I do like Asuka being more of a badass, more of a central character, not as girly as she was in the anime. Plus, she has an ice deck, at least in the manga, and when she's kinda, possessed in season 2. Into 5Ds, I have to say the obvious here. Male is obviously Yusei Fudo. And as for female, Ruka. Mostly because Aki was a badass. However, her real story had to be cut from the story because of controversy with Carly's Japanese actress, and also because in the end she kinda ended up losing her badassery. She kinda demoted to being the cutesy one, or at least trying to be the cutesy one, which I kinda get with Aki wanting to change to go help people. I understand that, but it's just like she kinda loses it, and I guess it's mostly because her original story was cut out. But Ruka is cute and adorable, and she matured a lot through 5D's story and being the token monster spirit speaker of the series. Kuribon is also adorable. On to Zio, which I haven't completely seen. If I had to pick anyone, Kaito and Ryo. Kaito because I kind of like his appearance in Arc 5, which is basically his same personality as far as I can tell. And Ryo because Ice Deck and Kotori does absolutely fucking nothing for being the main girl. Anzu did more than you, damn it. On to Arc 5. The series that had so much potential in writing, and they spend it all on Synchroland. For male, it's kinda a tie between Yuto and Shun. Yuto being my favorite U-boy, and Shun because it's Shun. How do you not like Shun? And it's rare for me to say this, but even his dubbed version still keeps the same attitude and tone of his characters with the horrible scripting where they still don't understand people and trying to be cool. Just stick to the original story. But as for female Selena, because, well, while we got many female characters, Selena was well written up until that one point in the story, where she becomes the goddamn damsel. This series had potential, the female characters were getting written better, but then something just happens and they all become damsels. If you're wondering about Season 0 at this point, all I can say is that, again, it's the same tie for the males in Duel Monsters, but for females, it is both Anzu and Miho. Just so you know. So with Brains, we're not that far into it. At least I'm not, but it's definitely Yusaku and Aoi. Because I do like Yusaku's attitude and his way of analyzing situations. And it does remind me a bit of Yusei and Aoi because I like Blue Angel. But already we have the damsel thing again. Come on, Brains, you have someone from Season 0 on your staff. You can do better than damsels. So before I rant anymore, give me the other one, Junko. Right, so the next one she asked was, who's your favorite female Tales of character? Oh, Pascal or Edna? I can't pick. I won't say Magalu because I don't know anything about her, but the fact that she has a bug skirt! Anything else, guys?
Just one more pair of questions. Oh, it's from Yamato Guru.
Wait, a cast member? What do you say?
He asks, where did the initial idea for Ties of Fate come from? And what are your inspirations for the series?
Oh god, I could go on this topic for a while, but I guess I should keep it short unless people are actually interested in the past of all these characters, but Ties of Fate actually came from many years of roleplay adventures between Leon and I. There are basically 4 stages to this story. First stage was that it started as a mix of inserting OCs into a world where Tokyo Mimio, Yu-Gi-Oh! GX, and Sailor Moon were combined. Interestingly enough, the villain here was Dark, back when she was called Erica. There was no Onyx and Diamond, and no twins. My obsession with twins, however, started later. The second stage was more of a mix between GX, Sailor Moon, Final Fantasy, and a lot of reincarnation stories. Stage 3 was more of original stories within the GX universe, along with some Doctor Who elements and more reincarnation. Yes, it is a common storytelling element back in the day, people. Maybe less now. This stage brought in characters such as Garrett, Tora, Cosmos, Chaos, and a bunch of others. And then stage 4 is where everything splits off. This is where old characters got split into 2 completely different characters, basically. For example, Reina was once known as Lena Anderson, twin sister to Johan Anderson, who had reincarnated on Earth to look after a reincarnated Princess Light, who was killed by Diamond. That whole story was scrapped, and now Reina is her own character, and so is Lena. They both still exist, just in their own universes. No longer are they the same. As for inspirations, they come from a lot of different places. I just realized that rhymed. But of course, I listed a bunch of inspirations for the past stages. It doesn't mean those still aren't referenced in the series at all. If you listen closely, I use sound effects from both GX and classic Sailor Moon for various scenes, and I try to keep them as consistent as possible. Other things would be Final Fantasy, Kingdom Hearts, Fire Emblem, maybe some SAO in there, definitely Dissidia probably. And before anyone says I copied Steven Universe with the whole gem thing, no I didn't. It was an inspiration from the Dark Moon arc, the Black Moon arc, and the Dead Moon Circus arc in Sailor Moon. And I wouldn't be surprised if Rebecca Sugar got the inspiration from there too, since she did make a reference to it with the Princess Serenity dress she had Fiona wear in the first Fiona and Cake episode she made for Adventure Time. Come on, that's a kind of a hint that she's a fan.
There's an ambulance going on in the background. Can you hear that?
So I don't know if that was an ambulance from the county or if that was an ambulance on the army base. I can't tell. Probably
the county.
Anyway, besides, Gems and Steven Universe are a race, and in Toph, they're created from scratch and with magic, and there's only so many of them. But there's probably a lot more inspirations I'm not thinking of due to this being a story over 10 years old. Oh, and there is a Doctor Who reference in the universe of Ties of Fate. I wonder if anyone can figure it out. If you do figure it out, type it below. I'll tell you if you're right. Anyway, this is a long video as it is, and I'm happy so many people asked me stuff, and I'm happy with 500 people subscribing to me because you're interested in what I do. So not to bore you anymore, goodbye, and I'll see you later.